Welcome back. Well, 20 years ago today, this is what the satellite imagery looked out in the Gulf. A powerful Category 5 hurricane in Katrina. We'll bring it over to the weather wall. This is a storm that had a huge eye, a 30-mile wide diameter eye that was supporting that 175-mile-per-hour winds. And we knew at this point there was going to be a huge surge, and the possibility at that time we were thinking it was going to be a Category 4 striking somewhere near New Orleans toward Mississippi, but did weaken down to a Category 3. And again, the stats by the numbers on Katrina, and we've gone over this a lot, but it was one of the deadliest storms in U.S. history, and certainly Louisiana history, one of the deadliest. Over 1,800 fatalities and over 1,500 in Louisiana alone, well over $100 billion worth in damage. And you may remember just 3.5 weeks after Katrina, we had Rita come in as a Cat 5 storm. That was on the September 24th. This was on August 29th. And again, Rita making landfall also as a 3. Huge storm surge for all of southern Louisiana, which slowed down the water getting out of the New Orleans area as well. What a year for a double whammy. Only 3 years later, we had the double whammy of hurricanes Gustav and then Ike, producing that big storm surge. Now, tomorrow is also the anniversary, the 4-year anniversary of Ida. We'll talk about that coming up tonight at 10. A little satellite radar survey there. High pressure kind of in charge, but here comes a frontal trough that's pushing down to the south, and that's going to give us a good chance of showers and thunderstorms during the day tomorrow, anytime from mid-morning on through the afternoon hours. Timing's still up in the air. You can see it's still active across the northern parishes along the I-20 corridor northward, but close to home, it's looking good for all the football jamborees ongoing. And again, even the showers that we saw in St. Landry and into Upper St. Martin Parish have pretty much diminished. So it should be a quiet evening. We'll keep rain chance at about 10% overall for overnight tonight. You see the storms erupting off to the north. We open it up into the tropics, and we have tropical waves in the Caribbean, one by Central America moving inland, another one here, another one off the African coast. And that's the one that the National Hurricane Center is beginning to monitor and gives a low end chance of developing after it gets out into the Atlantic Ocean. That might not be until about Sunday or so. So no major concerns for the Gulf. That is the good news. I see nothing developing or heading toward the Gulf in the next week to 10 days. But you get into mid-September, maybe not a system that comes across the Atlantic, or maybe something closer to homegrown. So we'll have to watch for that. But no major worries for now. And when you could say that in late August, early September, you're certainly in good news. All those hurricane anniversaries really marking that. And former Fernand out in the North Atlantic not doing anything. So here's how it looks. It's a stormy pattern. Not sure if I like this graph model run or not. I think the HERG did a better job earlier, and so did the earlier run of the graph model. We'll get 2 new model runs tonight at 10. But lingering showers diminish tomorrow evening, perhaps, and then we could see more action Saturday, not shown on this model run, but I'm keeping a 30-40% chance of rain for Saturday early in the day just in case. And as we get into Sunday, we're going to be seeing drier air moving into the region. That's when it's going to feel good. Now, for the storms tomorrow into tomorrow evening, we're hatched in for a marginal risk for an isolated severe storm that could produce damaging winds. So that means we could see a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings tomorrow. And then there could be some locally heavy rainfall anywhere from the I-10 corridor on northward to level 2 out of 4 for excessive rainfall that could lead to localized street flooding. Here's the HERG model, and this just gets us through Saturday at 1, but you can see maybe an inch or 2 for some, others a lot less, but there could be a few spots that catch 3 to 5 inches of rain and rainfall rates of 2 to 3 inches per hour that could produce some localized street flooding. So rain chance, the models are going up to 80%. I see why not doing that. I've lowered the rain chance a little bit for Saturday for now. I don't think we see anything for Sunday and Monday other than drier air. 60s off the board for this weekend, but they could be back in later next week and into the following weekend with perhaps a stronger front that may try to get here. That's it for weather for now. We'll have more coming up in just a little bit.